Welcome to Exploring the Ozarks, where we learn what defines the culture of the Ozarks one person, place, and story at a time. We're here with Matt Graham and David Carr at Studio One. Join us as we explore the story of today's guest. Here's Matt.
Oh, yeah.
It's George!
All right. Hi, everybody, and welcome to Exploring the Ozarks.
You think I'm not going to start with the It's George? I am going to because I'm the one that edits it.
Oh, then let's just do that again because I didn't know you were...
No, we already did it.
Okay.
This is like live TV, but we're editing it afterwards.
It sounded fine. Yeah. So, well, as you heard, we are here with
It's George!
George Cron. You may have seen him. He might look a little familiar to you.
The Duck
George,
Master.
First of all, thank you for being here. We do appreciate you being here.
No problem.
Yes.
From the sounds of it, you're a busy guy.
I can be. Yeah.
I feel like we need to say the title again since it was kind of low in the background. He's a Duck Master.
Duck Master.
A Duck Master.
Duck Master. Wow.
I feel like we
That's
should
a new
explain
title.
this because
That's a
he
new
has so
title.
many interesting
I
facets
think
to
you're
him.
going to
but-
need to explain this.
Well, he has in his yard, which inspired actually the other things that we're going to talk about, like falconry, but he has all these chickens and ducks in his yard.
Oh, my.
Yeah.
Specifically Indian walkers.
Indian
No.
walkers.
No?
Indian runners.
Runners, sorry.
Runners.
Indian
Good
runners.
Lord.
Not the walker ones.
He told me they walk around a lot.
Right.
That's why
I have-
maybe
I
I
have
should call them
told you
Indian
so many
waddlers.
times.
Only
Waddlers.
twice. Maybe 3 times.
So for those of you who have no idea.
I wrote it down and texted to my wife because I was like, I want to get some of these because they eat ticks and bugs
Oh.
and other other
Okay,
things.
since,
out of the yard.
since I'm the Duck Master,
He's the Duck Master.
we have a breed called an Indian runner.
Yes.
Apparently in Java, about 2,000 years ago, they bred these ducks so they don't stand like a normal duck, like this, but they stand up sort of like a penguin, and instead of waddling, they run. And the idea is the Javanese, the people in Java would rush them to the market, and they get to the market faster.
Oh, boy, they just
'Cause
took
duck.
themselves to market.
There
That's
you go.
amazing.
They ship them to India, and through the Indian trade routes, they
And
went
the
around
nice thing
the
is they
world.
don't fly. So if you want them in your
Yeah.
yard, they'll just
Even better. They just walk
wander
around,
around and they.
Great
eating
foragers.
ticks and stuff.
They'll-
Wow, that's amazing.
That inspired my wife getting ducks.
Okay, I was
and
going to
She
ask
great
got
you.
egg
ducks, and now we're gonna have to get them clipped probably so they don't fly out of the yard. But
Sure.
I don't know what kind of ducks you got. These
I don't know. They're
ducks.
greenish.
Sounds like a call duck or something.
Maybe I don't know.
They small,
Sure.
real small.
Anyway, I interrupted Matt's
No,
introduction.
you're totally
so
fine.
Please, Matt.
No, well,
talk
I was
to
just going to
introduce the Duck
We've
Master.
already
tell
gone off
everybody
track. Wait.
that we've got George Cron here on Exploring the Ozarks, which you already knew that. But the reason why he knows so much about ducks is because if you see him as familiar, he is also our falconry expert. And we've had a pretty
Apprentice. I
Yeah.
already see
not an
that face.
expert. I shouldn't
we do
more
have to
expert
clarify
than
that.
myself.
Well,
I
it's all
guess,
relative,
would
isn't
be
it?
the way to put it.
We
It's
won't
real-
get into Einstein or anything. But
Right.
Oh,
But,
gosh.
I guess people have already seen some of your posts, some of your videos that we've done with you. And I've had a lot of people actually asking me about it. And I'm like, listen, I don't know anything about birds or falconry. I do know that I have 2 eagles that live down my road and a couple hawks that are always around and a set of crows. So that's why he knows so much about
Are
birds.
you counting crows?
Oh, ooh, you know what? Now
almost
that you
a
say
dad
that,
joke. That's
I have
almost a
counted.
dad joke.
I've counted crows.
Okay.
Not gonna lie, I have gone out there and gone, oh, there's 7 or 8 today,
Yeah.
Versus 12 the
A
other
whole
day.
murder.
A whole murder.
Which is the other fun thing about
Oh, my
crows.
gosh.
I love saying that fact.
Oh my gosh! Speaking of
Somebody
which,
saw a murder and kept walking.
right? So you're from Compton, California, correct?
Oh, you dove right into that.
dove
quickly.
right into it.
with
Yes.
the word that we
Because
just.
he's straight out of Compton.
I'm
He
straight out of
is,
Compton.
he is. A long time ago. So
Many,
not
many
straight out of it.
moons.
But
Yeah.
anyways, we have really gone off our usual tracks, but I'm fine with that. So here's how we usually, has the kids say roll around here?
Oh, really?
Oh
Yeah.
gosh,
Is that what
are we
kids
going
are
with the rap?
There's a
rap references?
Oh
usualness
my
to
gosh.
this.
Do what?
There's a usualness to this.
Yeah.
All right.
We might find it at some point. But so George is not just a falconry expert, but like I was telling you before the show, we like to explore the people that we have on our shows. And you've been on our show a couple times with the falconry videos and things like that, which I feel is super interesting. But just sitting here listening to you talk beforehand, I'm trying to not ask too many questions because we like for things to be more on the fly, more live. I like to put people on the spot as much as possible, but I'll take it easy on you today.
Okay.
No, he's not.
So
If
George,
he
they
goes easy,
say
I'll
that,
go
you
hard.
know you're in trouble.
yeah, right. I'm gonna preface it
I'm
with
going to
that.
ask the tough questions. Why did you name your duck this?
Right. So he knows a lot about birds. You also know a lot about a lot of things, it sounds like. But mainly, you've gotten into falconry lately, and that's because of a certain reason, which we kind of just brought up, a little bit of a cliffhanger for you guys. But to protect your own birds and your own farm animals.
It was during COVID when you couldn't travel about. My wife and I were pretty much trapped at home.
All right.
And since we were home a lot, my wife had always wanted chickens. So she goes, I think I'd like some chickens.
Oh, yeah.
And I go, well, I like ducks. And so we ended up kind of
compromised. We got
We got a few chickens, a few ducks.
Right. Did you guys research anything about these chickens
well,
beforehand?
Actually,
just...
no, actually didn't. We just grabbed these little chicks out of the tractor place, the tractor supply or whatever.
Yeah, and their duck days or chicken days or whatever.
I had a couple, my first ducks were Peking ducks, those big Aflac white ducks.
I've seen that on menus.
Okay, yep. Well,
me too.
They didn't work. One of them passed away. The other one ended up being crippled with a crippled foot, and I found it at the home.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Wow.
But it'd be complicated
Bad
to
luck.
explain, but I had these series of ducks coming into my life, and I ended up with this breed we were talking about, Indian runners.
Yeah.
So,
the
point is that one day I came out and I had 6 ducks. I found 5 of them in my garage, and looking kind of freaked out. And I'm like, so I walked out, and as I walked out in my yard, I saw this large bird flying away out of my yard.
Oh.
And I'm like, uh-oh. And I walked around by my tool shed, and here was my poor little duck, with his neck all eaten and and dead.
Man.
So
What kind of bird was it that was
I
swooping in?
believe it was either at the time I didn't know my raptors very well.
Right.
I think it was a large Cooper's hawk.
Oh, yeah.
Because they like to hunt birds.
Yeah, and they're
Yeah.
But it
fast,
could have been a
too.
red-tailed hawk too, but it just happened so fast I didn't get a good look.
Yeah, they're much bigger up close, too.
Yeah,
when
that's
you,
true.
When you see
That's
them
true.
flying away. So
Mhm.
so you murdered one of your chickens.
Yeah, it
that
really
you
bummed
just
me
got.
out. I grieved for a few weeks and
Yeah.
got over it. And then about I guess it was maybe the following year, I saw another one sitting on my fence. Either that same one or another one, I don't know. But I said,
you're probably not going too far.
I don't want this hawk killing my ducks or chickens.
Without having to eliminate it yourself, let's say.
Yeah, well, this
This turned into a great research project for George.
Okay,
it
perfect.
It
did.
kind of
Perfect.
bifurcated.
Because I'm like-
exactly what you said.
Yeah.
I thought
How
I'd
does a
go
normal
buy.
guy go
I
into
planned to go buy a
falconry?
pellet gun and kill this damn. Oh, can I say
That
Yeah,
would be
sure.
first
I
instinct. Yeah.
was going to kill this damn hawk.
Yeah.
And then in the back of my mind, I said, let me research this because I thought, and I realized I was right. It's a federal offense to kill a bird of prey.
Oh, gosh.
So I thought
don't kill the falcons.
No.
And don't kill hawks.
No.
Or
Don't-
eagles,
anyway,
obviously.
yeah.
But,
So I thought I'd trap it and haul it away.
okay.
Well, it's illegal to trap hawks unless you're a falconer.
Oh, there it is. Okay.
There's
So
the
I started
impetus.
researching falconry, and I don't know how far we want to go down
That's
this
probably
rabbit
as
hole.
far as you want to go because honestly, if you want to watch or if you want to hear the whole story, we have a series of 5 videos
Yes.
total, and the very first one, they're all 15 minutes ish each, but the
Yeah,
very
they're
first
not
one
long.
goes through the whole entire story in depth.
Yes.
Right.
So I mean,
So
we'll
we
hit the
can
highlights, but
Put
yeah.
the link on there, maybe too, or follow up. You guys will definitely know more about it.
I'll
'cause
point, and the link will be above my head.
There you go.
Or it won't be because maybe I'm not that technologically advanced. I don't
down
know.
there, or someone is
You
maybe.
lose a finger. I don't-
But it's just it's crazy to me that a normal guy who's done all these other things, all of a sudden now he wants to get into falconry because that's not something most people just kind of seek, I guess.
I guess.
But it's interesting to me. I live in the country, so I get it. You know, you
I
have
was
to
shocked how many
protect.
people, when the subject comes up, are intrigued about the concept.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I knew very little about it, and as I began to research and understood the concept of conservation behind it,
Yeah, because that's the
let's
main
let's talk
goal.
about that for a little bit,
Yeah.
actually, just so people understand like what is falconry nowadays.
well, again,
Because
there are various
think of, like,
levels
Lady-
of falconry.
People think of Lady Hawk usually, right?
Yeah,
when they
that's-
think of falconry, like that movie.
Lady Hawk.
You're
Yeah,
showing
yeah.
your age by
Well,
remembering Lady
it's a
Hawk.
classic.
Yeah, okay.
It's a
Oh, okay. Is that what it
classic.
is? All right.
Is
And
that
plus,
a
yeah.
cartoon or a comic book?
Oh wow, Matt's not
or-
old enough for Lady Hawk.
I'm blanking
sorry.
on his name. Rutger Hauer.
I'm older
yeah.
than you.
You are. I know. Lady Hawk is a fantasy type movie that was Matthew Broderick, I believe, was in it.
Oh,
yeah, I
Matthew
forgot about
Broderick.
Yeah, it was one of his
Rutger Hauer?
roles that he
Okay,
had. But
now I know what you're
And
yeah, but
Michelle
the
Pfeiffer.
guy turns into a hawk, and or the lady turns into a hawk. Sorry, lady turns into a hawk, and so he's trying to protect her. Anyway, it goes through this whole thing.
Does she
it
sit
ends
on his
with
arm?
a huge fight.
And then, like,
They're lovers and they're
Yeah.
cursed.
Yeah.
And during the day, she is a hawk.
Yeah.
But when the sun goes down, he changes
He's a
to a wolf.
Yeah.
And she
Oh.
changes back to a woman. So they're
They're
What a
always
struggle.
separated.
you know always together but can never be together.
Right.
It's a good movie. I would recommend go
There
and
we
watch
go.
it if you haven't
Lady
seen
Hawk.
it yet.
There we go.
It has broadsword fights too. So you know.
if you couldn't tell, David also has what's
I'm
called
trained in
his-
broadsword.
Are you training broadswords?
Ooh.
This actually goes into so
We've got a couple
let's talk
baby
about
swords.
the conservation
Yeah.
of falconry
Okay.
first. But wait, and then we will go into George's theater career because
Yes, we need to go back on
He has a
some of
very
this stuff
varied
here,
stuff.
'cause I dropped something earlier that we need to explore back again. So,
Well, just to
falconry.
clarify, he called me an expert, and I'm not. I'm technically an apprentice falconer. I've only been doing it for 1 year.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm under a sponsor who's guiding me and teaching me the
Interesting.
process.
yeah,
So
there's a whole entire process at it for being a falconer. I mean,
Wow.
it's not just go out and get a license and capture
Yeah.
things. It's
And
it's a very intensive
just
process.
get a falcon at the pet store type thing. Either.
no.
So,
So,
so you wanted to protect
now
your
you've
chickens. You found this hawk. You wanted to keep it away. So what was your next step after that? I mean, that's a lot of research.
Well,
go.
I just sort of went this direction and started understanding raptors and birds of prey's nature.
Perfect.
And I've always been surrounded by lots of animals. I've had all kinds of exotic animals in my life.
Okay.
So I just began to follow that interest.
Yeah.
One of the things that interests me, back to the conservation, was the fact that 70 to 80% of all birds of prey will die their first year. It's a very
Wow.
competitive world, especially in the northern hemisphere where you have harsh winters.
Sure.
So the idea is to help birds of prey. You trap a bird that is a very young adult. He was born that year. He hasn't migrated. He hasn't grown his adult feathers yet, and he
Right.
certainly hasn't found a
And
mate.
this is a raptor.
This would be
Okay.
Raptors are birds that kill their prey with their feet.
Right. So how do you find this raptor that's a male that's
Well,
less
Well,
than
let's
a
go
year
through the
old?
conservation reasons
Okay.
first.
yeah. So the idea is you trap a bird in, say, late September, October.
Okay.
It takes about 3 weeks to train the bird to trust you, and then once it trusts you, it will be with you because you're a source of food.
Right.
And the idea is to take it out into the forest, be with it. You're protecting it. It's practicing its hunting.
Right.
If it doesn't catch prey, you have food at home it can eat.
Okay.
And so then come spring, you've had the pleasure of being outdoors and being with a wild animal and helping it and having a bit of a business relationship with this
Right.
bird.
Right.
And it's been protected and taken care of.
Right.
Then in the spring, you turn it loose in mid to late February, early March. You
Okay.
turn it loose, it finds a mate and continues its life.
Oh.
And I have to say, I mean,
Okay.
having done the videos, and we're currently producing, at the time of this recording, we're producing the hunting video.
Yeah.
It's just impressive, like just watching what happens when you go out hunting with these falcons. Because,
yeah.
I mean, literally the bird is off. It's not on a leash or anything. It's just flying through the trees. It's following George,
Right.
based off of the trust that you guys have built over
Right.
Do
the
you
over
have
the training
certain
period.
commands or calls to get it to do certain things while it's out, or it's just out doing its own thing, looking for prey to bring it
Well,
home?
there's a sort of a blend there. I need to correct David. He keeps wanting to call all
Yes.
raptors falcons.
Sorry,
That's all right.
because it's falconry, so I
I know.
default to that.
Anyhow, what I have is technically a buteo, which is a red-tailed hawk.
And this is why I don't
Oh,
remember to say it
wow.
right.
Interesting, though.
buteo.
It's a red-tailed
they're-
hawk.
the
I was
different
gonna say,
birds.
it's hard to find a falcon around here, probably.
Well, no, but
Okay.
yes and no. Anyhow, boy, we bounce around, don't we?
Yeah, we
are.
do.
Uh,
Red-tailed hawk.
what did you ask me about? You said you.
Calls, commands.
Oh yes. They are keeping an eye on you because you're in their circle of opportunity. You're the closest source of food for them.
Okay.
So they're keeping an eye on you. As I walk through the forest, he or she is up in a tree following me. And if I'm kind of the bird dog, I flush the bushes,
there
and
you
they
go.
beat the trees. And if I should flush something, it being a hunter will catch it.
Perfect.
If it doesn't catch anything, I need to have it come back to me. And
okay.
so
And reset.
I will pull out a piece of meat or a lure and wave it in the air, and it'll come back for the food. And at that time, it'll land on my
And
glove.
I'll probably have, for the people at home, I'll put some clips here of
Yeah.
of some
Yeah,
of these
you've got
things.
some
'Cause
cool clips of him doing just that.
we have like
Yeah.
this one will probably be like 15, 20 minutes. Honestly, the one that we did for hunting, because there's just so many cool shots of like the bird going to
good.
the glove and
Oh,
bringing the food out and showing examples of how he does the calls. And I mean, it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I do have
That's
a whistle that I will blow to
Okay.
get its attention at times.
There we
you know,
go.
it's just,
Yeah.
you know,
And
so.
they never stray too far because you're the food source, and they know that. So it's,
You can lose your falcon.
I'm sure.
when you're hunting.
This
I mean,
is-
I
This
would
is
assume.
a bird. It's a wild animal.
Sure.
And all you have is some positive operant conditioning.
Right.
You have offered it food, and it goes, "This is a good deal."
Yeah,
It's
I'm gonna stick
easier.
around a little
This is
while.
easier than sitting on a telephone pole and waiting for somebody to come along. You know. So it just learns that we've got a good thing going here.
Yeah,
You know?
Yeah.
absolutely.
So that's sort of how it works.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then you find this let's talk about the story of your red-tailed hawk then. Walk me through this real quick. How
Which
did you
one?
real quick?
Probably the
how did
second
you find this nest? How did you approach this?
Okay.
Man, did I sound like this when I first started asking questions?
I bet.
Well,
This is
Because I see hawks everywhere in my
and that
house.
is a perfectly logical thing to ask.
like, I'm gonna go get
That's
me
perfectly
one.
logical thing to ask. I shouldn't be teasing you about it.
well, although more advanced falconers will catch a nestling birds, as an apprentice, I'm not allowed to do that.
Sure.
So I have to find what's one of these young adults. They're called a passage bird because they're passing into their adulthood. They're
Okay.
passing through the area.
Very
and their migration.
volatile time in
Yeah.
their life too.
Right.
Yeah.
So,
You had a sponsor,
How do you capture them?
oh yeah. So you trap them,
right?
and it is a particular kind of trap called a balchatry trap.
Okay.
And I don't know if we need to go into that, but
Yeah, just a
you,
little- just
you
a little
use
bit,
a live
quick overview.
animal, a gerbil or a little mouse or something, and the trap is built so that the bird of prey will try to catch the little animal, but it can't get to it, so the little animal isn't hurt. But in the process, it's trapped, and you run up, and you have to get a hold of this bird with these wild claws trying to claw you, and manhandle it enough that you can get the anklets around it and what's called the jesses, the leather straps to control it.
Right.
And because for the first 3 or 4 days, this thing is wanting to defend itself.
Yeah.
And
And those sounds are sharp.
So you're just kind of, oh gosh, I can only imagine their beaks too. So you're trying to feed it.
you're
as
holding
much as
you're
possible,
holding the
probably.
leash. You're having the bird on a glove
Okay.
with the holding the leash is tight, so it
Right.
can't raise its talons to get you.
Okay.
And you wait.
And
And,
just connect.
and after a couple of days, it's
Called
looking
manning.
manning the bird.
Manning the bird. Okay.
Kind of sexist, ladies. I'm sorry, but
Well,
manning.
you know. Yeah.
Anyhow,
Sorry,
after a
yeah.
couple of days, the bird begins to look at you. It lowers its wings, starts getting less defensive, and starts thinking, "Why are you trying to eat me?"
Right. Okay.
Then after it calms down, you begin to offer it food, and again, it's like you're crazy. No other animal offers me food. What are you
Yeah.
doing? Is this poison? Or
yeah.
Eventually, it gets hungry after another day or so and begins to eat.
Right.
And after that, once it realizes
You're bonding at that
yeah,
point.
Yeah.
Wow.
So,
Well, we're getting close to our commercial break, so we probably should ask just one more question before then, which is, I mean, obviously, if you want to know a lot more detail, go watch the videos.
Yeah.
yeah.
But I am curious to know. I mean, what is your overall feeling now of falconry at this point in time? Because you've released your falcon into the wild, and you've had this whole cycle to
Yeah,
go through.
the first
So,
experience.
I mean, what is your thought on falconry? And I mean, do you plan on doing it still?
I do plan on doing it. I'm looking forward. It's weird. During the last fall, I spent October with my head up, looking at telephones and up
I
in the
do that now,
trees.
too.
You went with me, And so you're just and now I've released my hawk so he can go back and find a mate, and I still keep wanting to look up on the telephone poles looking for birds, even though I know it's not time to trap.
How far
them.
away did you take yours away from you? And when you released
I
it?
took it out. We took it out by the Springfield
airport, yeah.
Okay.
a little further west of the airport, out that way, in
Okay.
a large field.
Okay.
Let it
So
go.
far enough away from your house that he
It wouldn't.
would never come home.
No.
Basically.
Well, that's the thing too. Is like they don't think of George as home. They think of him as a food source. So
Right.
as soon
Yeah.
as he leaves
They were like,
the
"Yeah,
area,
that was a weird experience in my life.
Pretty
I'll
much.
move on now."
Yeah, much like college or camping trips.
It's like Rumspringa for
There you go.
for taloned animals.
I'm just now thinking of falcons or hawks, falcon, whatever. I'm not going to say right. I'm just thinking of all the red tails out there talking to each other. Hey, did you have that foreign exchange experience?
Yeah, did that George guy?
Yeah, do you remember that?
The food was good. The food was good.
Food was good. Kind of a cool guy. Was hanging out.
And they're all talking. Yeah, I got ahead in life because of that.
If it wasn't for George.
Loved it. Good
That's
experience.
That's a good way to start our break here. So we'll take a break, and we'll be right back. And we're back with George. George Cron just filled us in a little bit more on what falconry is, but George has been around many different things that we're going to explore here.
But I should say, just again to recap, though, finalize the falconry thing. We will have, by this time this episode airs, all 5 episodes should be out, and there will probably be a recap episode as well. So if you want to learn anything else about falconry, 1, watch the videos. 2, I'm sure George would be happy to talk about it. So
sure.
Put a comment on the video, and we can any questions you have is we can forward it to George or get him in contact with you. So
good.
They're always you take it just to recap how to become a falconer real quick. I mean, you have to have a sponsor, you have to take a test with the state.
There we go.
And then you have to have the time to take a falcon hunting.
Test and everything.
And these are all things in the videos. So
there's a license involved?
There's a license involved and all that.
Very cool.
And then you have to be an apprentice for a couple years. So, but if you want to go through that experience or have an interest, I've had a couple people that I've seen recently that are like, yeah, I wouldn't mind doing that.
Yeah.
Shoot us a message. We'll get it to George and he can help you with that. So
Happy to do it. Happy to do it.
Yeah.
We need to get the falcon in here.
A falcon?
Yeah, we
we did that actually.
We get a red-tailed hawk
and the falcon in the
Have
videos
fly around the
actually
warehouse up there.
pooped on the floor.
Boodio.
So yeah, Boodio. Sorry, the Boodio pooped on the floor. The Spike pooped on the floor.
Semantics. But so George, you are in Ozarkian now, but when did you move here to the Ozarks?
Oh gosh, my father wanted to be his mother and father and my grandfather and grandmother had moved here. And so we were living in Los Angeles and they were getting older. So my dad decided we'd move back here to the Ozarks. And so I went from Los Angeles to Reed Spring.
Oh, gosh.
Holy smokes.
And,
well, hold on. You just breezed
like
right
when
over where I was headed. Not just L.A. George, you were from where again in L.A.?
I was born in Compton.
Compton.
Yeah.
In the 50s.
In the 50s,
Yeah.
though.
Not saying that he's old, but you know.
He was the 50s.
Older.
So,
I can relate to though moving from I moved from Phoenix, Arizona to here.
Yeah.
In Ozark. So it's like
yeah.
not as big as LA, but still
Reed
a huge
Spring,
city.
though.
I was in the 5th grade and my first
Yeah.
day of school, all the kids went, George, you talk awful fast. What are you talking about? You know?
I still get that from people because
and they're slow and drawn out.
Yeah.
Maybe there's that beginning of my acting career because I started gearing down and slowing down.
You
and I
know?
was listening to how they sounded. I
Yeah,
tried to
had to
It's
change your
interesting.
character,
Mission,
you
you
know?
know?
Yeah.
It's interesting how those little things like dictate what we want to do in the future because maybe you did it to help to kind of fit in, but it also you probably made you think about what does it mean to communicate and talk to people and
maybe.
entertain.
Sure,
So,
yeah,
you
yeah.
know, yeah, we'll say that's what it is.
Well,
it
I
started in
thought
fifth
all
grade.
that out in my 5th grade.
Exactly.
But so then that means we've got to talk about the rest of the resume. You know, I mean, you were born in Compton, so
Yeah.
straight out of Compton and all that. Jokes aside, I guess, but you described that as a much more bedroom type community at the time. It was more June Cleaver type of thing.
Yeah,
where
I
it was
think
real
so.
laid back. It was
Yeah.
more families that were starting to be up and comers in the 50s.
LA wasn't as big back then too.
Riding your bike around the
Yeah,
neighborhood. and,
riding your bike
you
around the
know,
neighborhood. And then, I grew up, born in 1981. So I always grew up with the mantra and the thought that Compton was always, full of rappers and things like that, and gangs and things like that. So to hear that it was just a small little bedroom community at the time when you were there is kind of astonishing to me. And that's only because of the way I was brought up in the 80s, all the way till now. But to hear that it's something like that's pretty amazing to me. But to hear that somebody goes from Compton, California at that time, and what brought your family back here? Was it a job? It was family, or was it?
It was family
job-related?
primarily.
Okay.
Because my grandparents were getting older, my dad wanted to be back here to take care of them and
Good son.
and be with them.
Right. So
And
what
then
did your family do when they moved here?
My father had an excavation company and did excavation work and construction work there.
Gosh. So he came to the Mecca.
I know for a while he worked with the Corps of Engineers in Table Rock Lake.
Oh,
built some roads down there and the like.
Okay. Big
Then
deal.
that was when we were living in Cape Fair in the Reed Springs area, We moved up to Springfield, and he started a refuse service,
Okay.
and did that for several years. So, and then gosh, once I moved to New York City, I'm not sure. I think he was doing trucking there for a trucker for a while.
So you went from Compton to Reed Spring.
Yeah.
And then to, where did you say else? Cape
Well-
Fair area? And
Well,
then
yeah. Then we moved up into
graduated.
Springfield, the big city of
Okay.
Springfield.
You
The big
graduated
city
from
of Springfield.
Springfield. Yeah, at that time, that's a big city right there. But
So, and I went through the school system. I went to the West Side. I was at Westport, then Studi Junior High. Junior high back then, not middle school.
Right.
Alright.
Yeah.
And I went to Central High, then to went into SMS. I started as a pre-veterinarian
SMSU.
major because of my love of animals, and I almost flunked zoology. And about the same time,
You'll be happy to know, by the way. So my daughter went out with when we released the Falcon, and when I got home, she's like, "Yeah, I think I want to be a vet now. I want to work with
so
animals."
study
like
your
this.
zoology before you go.
Pretty much.
So veterinarian didn't work out.
well, no. At the
So-
same time, somebody at college went, "Hey, you want to be in a play?" And I was like, "Okay." And
All right.
so I got bit by the theatrics, and
That was a
changed
big
my
deal
major.
back then, though. What year was this that you were in school for that? Early
Let's
70s?
see, early 70s. Yeah, let's see.
Oh my gosh.
70?
Went back when like John Goodman was around.
Oh,
and
yeah, yeah.
Kathleen
I went to
Turner.
school with John and Kathleen
Oh.
Turner.
So
Wow.
you went to school with my parents then too, John Graham and Darlene Dantis.
Yeah.
That's my mom and dad.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
That's
wow.
cool.
Small world.
Shout out to mom. Just had her knee replaced. Hang in there, mom.
Oh goodness.
But that's so funny that as soon as you
Well,
said that, I'm like, that had to have been.
You
so-
mentioned John, not to skip over your parents
You're
because that's
fine.
really cool too. But the John Goodman thing,
He's
I mean,
cool.
so you actually did plays with him or things of that nature?
Let's see,
or-
what did we do? We did Midsummer Night's Dream
Yeah.
together.
Because he was a
I've
big
heard
tent
that.
theater, like that's how he talks about now is the tent theater stuff.
Oh.
how
Yeah.
much that.
I'm trying to think what we did. I know we did Midsummer together. Sure, we
Yeah.
did a couple other things I'm just not thinking of right now.
That's wild.
that's really cool.
Those are
Yeah.
like the heydays, though, of even my parents worked at Silver Dollar City. Did
Yeah.
you happen to work at Silver Dollar
I
City?
never worked
as
at
well?
Silver Dollar
I was
City.
going to say you're a Reed
Yeah.
Spring kid, maybe, and
Yeah,
then theater.
yeah.
So they did go down there and help start their theater department basically
Yeah.
down there at
Oh,
Silver
that's
Dollar
cool.
City.
That's cool.
That's
My
really
dad was
cool.
one of the original train robbers and all
Yeah.
that kind of stuff.
Oh,
but
wow.
They
it all
knew
stems
they knew
from-
Wayne Milnes then.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. So all of that
Talk
stemmed
about
from
culture
MSU.
of the Ozarks right here.
But this is-
Remember Doctor Dead?
No,
Yeah.
I don't. No,
I do. Yeah.
that
Oh,
was
yeah.
no,
Wayne.
wait.
That was Wayne.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
So it's full circle kind of stuff.
Yeah.
That's why we love this show, because there's always something that ties
And Wayne
everybody.
was my wife's boyfriend before
Oh,
we started dating.
Wow.
Wow.
Some history there then.
All right.
Yeah.
Nice guy. I like
So
him.
what took you to New York? What drove you to the point where you're like, I gotta
Okay.
get to New York?
Well,
I mean,
So you finished school or no?
I finished school with the idea I was never going to be an actor or do theater.
Right. What'd you graduate in? Not zoology.
I graduated with a Bachelor of Fine Arts in Theater and Oral Interpretation.
Okay.
oh,
Okay.
okay,
That's that fifth grade influence coming out right there. you know?
interesting.
But in the midst
Stop.
of my studies, I became involved with a New Age organization called the School of Metaphysics.
Ah,
Okay.
And I think it's still around.
very
you
cool.
know.
Yes,
Oh,
yes,
I
I've heard
still
of
see that influence too in your Facebook posts and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
So,
gotten to be much bigger, I think, in the last 15 years or so.
Gee, I don't know.
Metaphysics?
I
Yeah.
was one of the first people with the organization.
Hmm.
And so for like 3 years, I decided. Well, no, I once I graduated, I moved to St. Louis, and I was what you call me, the area head of the School of Metaphysics for the St. Louis area.
Oh,
Interesting.
interesting.
Then I had a disagreement with the head honcho,
Oh,
and
it's not
I
very
moved.
metaphysical.
No, it wasn't. Trust me, it wasn't very metaphysical. You know.
It's the opposite
But
of what you're trying to do.
I moved back to Springfield. I worked for the city at their sewage plant.
Oh, I'm sorry
for a
to hear
while.
that. Yeah, that's a rough one.
Then a friend of mine, Lee Wilhelms, was doing a play in Springfield and said, "Hey, you want to be in a play?" And I hadn't done anything like 2 years, maybe 2.5 years. I was like, I don't know. Oh, come on. So I did it and forgot how much I enjoyed acting.
Interesting.
And after a few months, I looked at my wife and said, I think I'd like to be a professional actor. And she goes, I married you because you said you didn't want to be an actor. So
Times have changed, honey.
So we kind of verbally tussled back and forth for a few months. And then she finally said, I'll make a deal with you.
Oh,
If you let me go to grad school so I won't starve, then you can be
Very
an
smart.
actor.
perfect.
Well, it worked out really well. I got my graduate degree, a Master of Fine Arts in Acting at the University of Georgia, while she got her graduate degree in
Oh, that's
speech
cool.
pathology.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then
good
we
business.
briefly moved back here, and then moved to New York City.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what did you do when you arrived in New York City from a guy who's from, well, at this point, grew up in Missouri?
I was in such culture shock that I came out of the subway into Manhattan with my guitar in hand
Oh, man.
and stood there in such shock. And I look up and there's this sign that says no standing. And there's a cop there. And I look and I go, is it okay if I stand
my
here? He looks at me like, what? I'm like, I don't know.
I'm a new guy here.
Just keep moving, guy. Keep
Oh, my
moving.
God. And meanwhile, he whispers to himself, he's screwed.
Yeah. Like, the guy, he's not going to make
I'll
it.
be seeing him and his guitar somewhere in a day.
So-
somewhere.
I looked at the address, and my first place, I was subleasing an apartment from these people who are out of town in Hell's Kitchen.
Oh, wow.
So I went down on 59. 59?
Man, you were in it. Yeah.
I went down there, and these walked down in the street, and there was this Puerto Rican gang there, and the guy walks up and says, hey, you moving in? Yeah. He goes, hey, look. And he pulls out this switchblade and goes, look what I got. And I was like,
Oh, my God.
that looks nice. You know.
That's a nice blade.
Yeah. That's, what are you gonna
What do you do?
So I went up into the apartment and
Never came out again.
battled
I
the
mean,
roaches and things. Started my my
That's wild.
actor career in New York
So
City.
did your wife come out with you at that point, or did
Yeah,
you?
she came up a little later
Yeah.
and saw the little apartment with
Okay.
the bathtub in the kitchen and all of that. And we lived there for a few months until they were getting ready to move back, and then we moved up on the Upper West Side
Yeah.
into such a tiny apartment that I had a fold-out couch. When you folded the couch out, you had to crawl over the
Couldn't
bed
walk,
to
yeah.
get to the other side of the room.
Wow. That's the stories you hear.
So I did lots of theater, lots of off.
So you just
Broadway.
go up there and immerse yourself in theater, but you
I
can't
did.
just walk through the door of the theater and just say, I want to be in a play.
No, you start auditioning and things.
Right.
I got in a couple little off Broadway productions.
Good.
Started kind of learning the ropes about just getting along in New York City.
Shoot.
And my friend Lee Wilhelm that asked me to do a play while I was in Springfield.
Okay.
I contacted. He was in Florida, and we started talking. And I said, I don't know a lot of people, but he's a playwright. He goes, if you have any scripts you want me to try to move around. He goes,
Wow.
well, I got a script I'll send you. He sent me this script called Cucumbers. And I did a play
good
reading of it
premise.
with a bunch of actresses I knew. And somebody knew a producer. And so they came and saw the play and said they want to take it to the Edinburgh Festival in Scotland.
Wow.
So my friend went, I guess I need to move to New York City. So he moved to New York
That's
City.
cool. Wow.
And then we kind of learned some producing things from these people. And then we started our own company of 6 months or so later called Love Creek Productions.
Okay.
And we produced gobs and gobs and gobs of theater up there.
Wow.
I did movies up there. I never got any really big roles. I did a lot of background work when I first got up there.
But that's a hard thing to accomplish is just one of those plays, and you're putting on dozens and dozens and dozens of these
Yeah.
plays.
Oh, yeah. We just produced lots of called equity showcases. We were all just trying. The idea is talented people, actors, directors,
Right.
writers will get together and put on a show with the idea of getting people in the business to come see
Right.
what you're doing and hopefully.
A showcase.
Okay,
Basically.
like that's what I was
Yeah.
getting ready to
Exactly,
say.
showcase.
So,
Yeah.
how long after you moved to New York were you starting to see some wheels moving and some people? I mean, it seems like that's
He's
a scrappy
still waiting even
lifestyle.
today.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's what the laugh was for.
Well, what can I say? If I was to be really honest, and some of this may have to do with my philosophical background from years ago.
Sure. Yeah.
I consider myself a relatively talented person. I consider myself a decent artist,
Sure.
but I'm not a good businessman.
Well,
That's the crux of
hey,
most creatives.
That is
honestly.
exactly
I
the
know.
crux.
Yeah.
But it's a typical excuse.
Right.
I love
also that, too.
I love being creative. I love acting. I love doing them plays. But
Right.
as far as beating the bushes and hustling,
Right.
I wasn't a very good hustler.
Counting every little bean and everything else.
Yeah,
too, that
yeah.
goes with it.
Well, it's
Absolutely.
just there's
It's a fine line.
I
though.
believed that if you're really good and talented, somebody will come along and discover you.
And then they fund you. Is
Yeah,
what
and
that
then
means,
you
right?
realize that there's a lot of talented people,
Especially in
And-
New York. Yeah.
Yeah, you're in the
There's a lot
melting
of
pot.
untalented people in New York who want
There's also
to be.
that, too.
Oh gosh,
But
but you got to
anyhow,
wade through all that too. So
Working through all of that, anyhow, time flies. I was there for 13 years.
13 years.
I had a great time. I did some bit roles in films.
Okay.
I did a commercial or two. I did lots and lots of stage acting.
Anybody that was in your, I don't know, production crew that you used all these different people over the years? Anybody notable that came out of your tutelage, so to speak, or your
Well,
plays?
they would be. I mean, you probably don't remember a wonderful actress named Delane Matthews, and she was in a sitcom. Now I'm blanking.
What years are we talking? 80s?
80s.
Okay.
Had Harry Anderson in it.
Okay.
Somebody's World.
Oh, Wayne's World?
No, not Wayne's World.
Boy Meets World?
Bobby's World.
I don't know. I'm
Bobby's World?
blanking. I'm blanking. Sorry, Delane.
It's okay. It's
Wonderful
okay.
actress, and so she's done. You'll see her once in a while doing some
Interesting,
things.
though.
Yeah.
That's really nice.
And here and there, I'm just nothing's leaping to my mind,
But still,
you know,
it sounds like you accomplished a lot for being New York. It's not easy to do any of that stuff. So
I
it seems like you
guess.
surrounded yourself with some good people. But so, what brought you back to Missouri then?
Well,
Or what was after New York? I guess?
my wife and I, obviously you're getting older, you start thinking about what are the things you want in your life, and I'd always liked kids, and so we wanted to start a family.
Okay,
I wasn't real keen on raising a family in New York City.
there we go.
The Puerto Rican
but-
guy showing knives to the kids.
Yeah, yeah. Is that your baby?
It's like, I kept thinking, well,
Butterfly
I
knife.
have a kid, and I take him to the park. He's going to step on a hypodermic needle.
Yeah.
Anyhow,
Yeah.
so my wife and I started trying to have a family. We weren't successful. Part of it, I think, is just the stress of New York City. Maybe.
Oh my
I don't
gosh,
know. I
yeah,
don't know.
absolutely.
But we ended up adopting a son from Russia,
Okay,
and one of the best things that ever happened in my life,
awesome.
if not
Love
the
that.
best thing that happened.
Love that. That's
And
great.
but soon as he came into our apartment, I could feel my priorities shifting.
Oh yeah,
I could feel myself going, I used to love to go to rehearsals and be out and rehearse, go out and have some beers and do
Right.
shows. So then I'm like, man, I don't want to go out. I stay home with my kid.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So that was kind of a red flag for me. And so relatively soon after him coming into our life, we decided we'd move back, find some free babysitting with grandparents.
Yes.
Yes.
Thank God for grandparents.
So
Oh,
we moved back to Springfield, and I got a job as assistant manager for a pet warehouse back then.
Okay.
Pet store.
that back to your roots
Back
here.
to back
There
to
you
my
go.
animal loving.
All right.
And in the process, I worked for them for a little over 3 years,
Okay.
and had snakes and lizards and ringtail lemur. I don't know, all kinds of animals that I raised and would bring home, and amphibians
Wow.
and things. So it was. I enjoyed that very much. I like animals. I like caring for animals. So
Right. And then you stepped into falconry at later on.
yeah, well, I started teaching. I got a job at SMS teaching in their theater and dance
Oh.
department. and
Okay,
I
there
did-
we go.
I had- I
Which
had-
is hugely expanded.
oh yeah. Well, I had
Oh
a
my
5-year
gosh.
contract with them.
Okay.
And then once that contract was up, I started producing theater on my own. I started a Class Act Productions. That was in 2006.
Okay.
And so from 2006 on, I produced a lot of theater. I produced a lot of parodies. I ended up. There's so much theater in this town, for a town
Yeah,
this size.
there
There's so
is.
much theater
Yeah.
that I was like, how can I find a niche and do something without feeling I'm having to compete or take anything away from anybody's other's audience and just fit in?
Right.
And so that's completely another long story how I got there, but I ended up doing parodies of Buffy the Vampire Slayer and Batman and Twilight Zone
Oh, good.
and various TV shows, and we make parodies of them.
Right.
And we literally did that. When it came to the series like Buffy the Vampire Slayer, we did an episode every month.
Oh wow.
And so we literally did, we'd put a show up. As soon as it closed, we'd start rehearsal for the next show.
And just create your own show.
and we did that for many, many years. Yeah. As I never actually talked to an attorney, and I haven't done parodies anymore, but I always understood that you can take a story, a script, a TV show, and as long as you're modifying it up at least to 10% or so,
Yeah.
and you're not just doing their show,
Right.
which we weren't. So,
Right.
far as I know, we were legal. So
You've never got in trouble anyway. So
It's,
So
it's,
far.
it's a cool thought,
So
and the
far.
fact that you made a
maybe they hunt me down now. I don't know. Anyhow,
The
Nobody's
fact that you
watching
did
it.
that around here though was really cool.
yeah, we had a great time. It's not
Right.
like to be quite honest, I've told you I'm not a very good businessman, and I never was doing it for the money.
Right.
So I
Right.
tried to keep my ticket prices low, and I couldn't afford to pay all the actors, but I tried to pay the writers and the showrunners who helped me to put the shows together
Yeah.
and the
Right.
like. So it was I hope for everybody else, a wonderfully creative time here in Springfield that I've been doing. As soon as COVID was over, I started up again, and I did not feel the fire that I'd had before. And so
interesting.
I told everybody I don't think I'm going to do that anymore. Everybody go, oh, George is retiring. George is retiring. Happy retirement. I go, no, I'm not actually retiring. I just don't want to do that anymore. I got other things that,
So
that
what does George
interest me,
Cron
you know.
want to do?
Well,
Because you're still at MSU.
no.
OTC, is that right?
I teach at OTC
Okay.
now. I teach online classes for them.
Okay.
I call myself semi-retired now.
Sure.
I do little part-time things. I have a couple flea market booths. I do that, but I still dabble creatively in all kinds of things. I'm interested in animation. I put on a shadow puppet show a couple years ago, and I'd like to do some more of that.
Oh, that's interesting.
Like I said, I write music. I some crossover, but primarily a lot of traditional country kind of things.
Okay.
And,
Do you record your own stuff? Do you have
Yeah,
people
yeah,
in
I,
this town that help you?
I can strum the 3 chords of the guitar, but
Perfect.
I'm not the. So I rely a lot on virtual instruments, and
Oh,
Yes.
yeah, blending
Yeah.
technology and
Electronic.
I just
And
do
music,
the
yeah.
technical things.
my brother does a lot of that stuff. Like
Oh,
they
wow.
do a lot of electronic like programming and anyway,
Well, it's amazing
pretty
how
cool.
you can
Yeah.
put together music nowadays. Anyway,
It is
just
kind of
by
shocking.
recording
I mean,
into something like
Oh, yeah.
that, and then
Yeah.
you just do what you need to do on something else. So
anyhow, but I like writing songs and writing music. I'm just not that great of a musician. So.
Yeah.
there's a lot of people like that.
Yeah.
But-
So
but I
we're,
think
we're
there's
at
always
the
space.
we're at the end of our time. Unfortunately, we have been talking for about almost an hour now.
Isn't that
So, as a final, I mean, is there anything like big project you're working on now you want to tell people about, or
Hmm.
any way that they can check out some of your work, or
Well, no.
You-
Well,
the biggest thing
know-
recently has been the Falconry video, probably.
I really this
Yeah.
last year I really got heavy into the falconry
Yeah.
and was really focusing on that, which again I'm looking forward to next fall. I know we have talked, and I don't know how. I keep telling you I've got these creative ideas, but I don't know how serious I am in doing them. But
I get that.
I still am intrigued.
It's having
in
time and money and the people and
time.
to do all of it.
getting along with other people.
Little things.
That collaborative
It's all,
stuff.
it's all part
you know?
of culture. Yeah, other people have to help you. It's like,
Well, to me, it's
But I
like,
know we talked about that Wyoming Blizzard script. of
yeah,
yours,
that play
you
that
know.
may.
So I don't know. I'm
yeah.
still thinking about that. It's I like that play, and it's a interesting, suspenseful, dark, foreboding little piece that would be fun.
And
to
you've
do.
talked about bringing back Frankenstein too. Like you did that once at the
Yeah,
Glories,
yeah,
and that was
we-
a big production there.
Yeah, I
with-
wonder if anybody remembers that. That was quite a few years ago, but I was really pleased that it was a big spectacular with, lightning and fog and, big machines and
Hey,
people hanging in the air being
Springfield.
electrocuted. It was
and
great.
the Galois is great. So that makes me want to question a few things though. So before we go,
really quickly.
what has happened to all of your scripts that you've put together over the years?
I still have them in
You
a
still have them.
trunk there. And so
We
on.
actually put a couple of Lee's plays on recently, like The Life Comes the Old Maid. And
I did put
Jumping and-
Life to Cowboy
Yeah.
and Jumping Bridge.
Yeah,
Yeah.
those were done this last year. So I mean, those
So
are
does
produced.
MSU? Do you allow them to revisit those and put
Say that
those-
again. I didn't catch
Do
it.
you allow MSU or any theaters to try to put some of those together and put them back out for the public?
Well, you're talking a different path there.
Sure.
A lot of the plays that, as far as the parodies and things, I don't think they would be interested in those kinds of things. They're so.
You never know.
It's when
right.
you're doing a show a month,
yeah,
you know,
it's a lot of content.
then although you're memorizing the script, it's happening so fast that there's a little bit of improv and weaving in and
right.
out.
So
You
the
know, as
pieces,
it's sort of that Carol Burnett parody kind of feel where
It can't
things are
be
kind of.
recreated again almost. I guess would be the way to put it.
And as far as the plays like Lee's and the like, he passed away several years ago. But he has plays that are published. You could look him up on the web and Samuel French Publishing and things. But I have quite a number of his plays that never got published that I put up at times.
Interesting.
Well, cool. Well, we are at time. So
We need to come back and talk more about that kind of stuff. But George, thank you so much
Yeah,
for
I had a
being
great
here.
time.
Great having
Been
you here.
good.
Yeah.
It's
Hope I
always
wasn't too
interesting.
boring, guys.
No, it's always interesting how we love exploring how people are always attracted back to the Ozarks for one reason or another.
Well, I do want to say,
Yeah.
I want to say, because this is about exploring the Ozarks, and
Yeah.
since I was a transplant, I can't say enough nice things about this area. I find this area quite charming. You're a fool if you don't want to live in this area, because it's wonderful people
agree.
and wonderful country, and I'm just so happy that I can be part of this community.
Did you miss it a
Right.
lot when you were in New York?
Yes, I did.
Yeah.
Yeah. As my wife started calling me a tree hugger, because I would do these heartland plays of Lee's that take place in Missouri and then in the Midwest, and I'd go out on the street and touch a tree because there's no nature in New York.
nature.
Yeah, I need a little nature. I'd touch this tree before
That
I go
would
out
be
and do
very
the play.
difficult for me.
Well, that's a great way to wrap it up. So,
Yes,
All right.
again, George, appreciate having you here.
Yeah, nice
So-
talking to you guys.
Thank you. Everybody else can stay tuned to some falconry stuff that we're going to have. I'm sure David will drop some clips in the middle of this as well, so you guys can explore that a little bit. But again, George, thank you again so much
Yeah,
for
it's
being
great.
here. We appreciate it. We'll follow you. Everybody else, keep exploring the Ozarks.
Thanks again for listening to Exploring the Ozarks. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe to our social media channels to help us keep exploring the stories of the Ozarks. If you're looking for more ways to support our show, we have sponsorships for businesses and Patreon for individual supporters. Check the links in the description for more details. Thanks for your support, and keep exploring the Ozarks.